What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Fuck This Review, where today I'm going to be reviewing an album that I really enjoyed. It just dropped last week or maybe 2 weeks ago at this point, but I really enjoyed this album, so I just had to do a review, and I haven't seen really anybody talk about it that much, which is a pity. So today I'm going to be reviewing Lady Wray, Piece of Me. For those that don't know Lady Wray, how can I even put this? The way I got introduced to Lady Wray, or Nicole Wray, as which I've known her by since I was a kid, was when I was younger with Missy. I got what you want, got what you want. Even her stint at Rockefeller. If I was your girlfriend, imagine what we can be now. Dum-dum-dum-dum. In the recent years, she's had a name change. She kind of made a transition more into like soulful live percussion. It's just dope. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Like this is that soul music, that sound of the 60s, and that's my shit. Like I love that sound of music. It's probably one of my favorite times in music, 60s, 70s, 90s. But I just love that old 60s Motown feel sound. And I've been listening to some of her records for the past few years. She signed to Big Crown Records, which is like, I know them because I do a lot of shopping for samples for beats, and they always pop up, and they always like have this whole label is centered around like this soulful sound, like this nostalgic retro sound. So when I heard Nicole Wray, like it was the first one, like Money, I remember hearing that, and I was just like, oh, this is crazy. So when I heard that she was dropping this album, I follow her on social media and everything like that. I'm rambling, sorry. But when I found that she was dropping a new album, I said, let me go check this out. And lo and behold, it's freaking amazing. If you love First Thoughts, if you love that soulful vibe, that R&B vibe, that just, I like to describe this album as springtime music. This is it. And I don't even give recommendations to listen to music that much when I'm doing reviews, but if you haven't checked out Lady Wray's Piece of Me, go check it out right now if you like the music that I described. I'm rambling anyway. Let me just get into what I thought of the album. It's short, it's sweet. I think it's not a bad song on here. It's gonna be hard for me to pick the worst song towards the end, but I thought this was just a great body of work and one of my favorites of the year so far, even though we just started. The album starts with I do. Like the first line she started off with is, baby, why you trying to leave? You're always somewhere, but you're not with me. And one of my favorite parts, all we need is us to lift each other up, or some line like that she says in it. I just thought that this album to me centers around, like, first of all, perfect intro, right? But I think this album centers around obviously love, but heartbreak, growth, maturity. But to start with I do. I thought we would survive the test of time through all the years you held in mind, or something like that. She says, it's just like, what's the hook? She says something in here like, nothing can trouble these waters, mighty high, mighty low. It's just like, oh my gosh, like it just has this great soulful, like her vocals are fucking amazing. Pardon my language, but her vocals are fucking amazing. Just that soulful R&B that I think is missing. It reminds me of something like something Jasmine Sullivan would do, or in the vein of some of the production is like Amy Winehouse, back to back driven, kind of in the way, that 60s vibe that I mentioned. But to start it with I Do is just fucking amazing, right? So then to go into Through It All, and it's her voice. But the thing with the Big Crown Records is, or at least with this album, is that they made her, sometimes her voice was the sample, right? It made it sound like a hip hop loop, and like they found this crazy ass sample, but it's just her, right? So and Through It All is probably my favorite record on the album. Just the whole vibe of it is just my style, you know? So I fell in love with it as soon as I heard it. Like some old Kanye Blueprint sped up chops. One thing I did like about this album, or the vibe I got from it, was like, this is spring music. I live in LA, so it's always sunny, whatever. But this album sounds like springtime, like when the flowers are just blooming, and that's kind of funny, right? Like for her to, and I don't know, I was about to call her Nicole Wray. I don't know Lady Wray that much, but I did remember seeing like a BET interview or something like that where she was talking about her tough times and overcoming those tough times. And, you know, the music industry can be tough for lack of better words. And for me to, I say that because I mentioned the spring thing. Like, it sounds like spring music and when the flowers blooming, but this is like her blooming album to me. It just feels so good to say this song. It feels so good. It's just a great record. So Piece of Me,
When the best of times you walk me through.
again, making her voice sound like a sample, but really it's just her, and that constitutes to the production. I remember a friend of mine sending me this song to chop up, and I was like, oh, that's Lady Wray. like when I looked at it, I was like, that's Lady Wray. Like, and I believe this song was released a minute ago, but still it's a great freaking record. Like, just check it out when you get a chance, right? Pieces of Me. And then Come On In, right? It has like this, it gives me like this old, like a Aretha Franklin kind of vibe to it. You can dream in color. So come on in. Like, it's just like it's kind of gospel in a way. Like, this song, the way and I'll probably put it in here so you can know what I'm talking about, but it gives me that gospel Detroit Aretha Franklin vibe to it that she hasn't missed yet, and we're 4 songs in. It's just like, man, like, it's still some great, like, great underground R&B music out there that hasn't hit the mainstream. Like, I mean, she performed on Colbert's show last week, but it's still like, you know how, sorry, I'm rambling, but you know how sometimes, like, when you listen to an artist and you want to be selfish with it and you want to just hold on to it and you don't want nobody else to hear it, it's like your fountain jewel. I don't feel that way with this album. I don't feel that way about music in general. So, like, when I hear something great that's like underground, for lack of better words, I want everybody to hear it, and I'll push it to my friends. I'll push it obviously on my channel, but it's like, this is the stuff I want to hear, and it's just a great feel of the album, man. She said, like, she's been waiting for the right man. We come too far by faith, so come on in. Like, what? Go into Under the Sun, which I believe she has a video for it. If you want to check that out, check it out. But that song definitely gives me spring vibes. Where We Were, it starts off, it sounds like something from Back to Black. It reminds me of He Can Only Hold Her kind of percussions. But Where Were You is probably one of my favorite as well. On Where Were You? Where were you? Like, her vocal, she's a seasoned vet, right? Like, she's been under some of the greatest. She was under Missy, for Christ's sakes. So, like, you can hear the understanding of assignment in her vocals. Like, she knows exactly what to do. Even her ad-libs, her runs are even, like, crisp and just on point. And some of the records on here sounds like I'm listening in, like, a lounge. Like, I'm looking at a uncut gem in a lounge bar somewhere, and you like, damn, this shit is just like, if only the mainstream can hear it. I've been saying that a lot, but Where Were You is like, and just to get that vibe of that beat is very, very, very dope, man. Beauty in the Fire is probably the how can I put, I don't want to say the most meaningful record on here, but it has like that lift up your spirit kind of thing. Like, beauty is in the fire, which means like going through that pain, going through that turmoil, and facing those issues and coming out not unscathed, but, you know, couple scars, but I'm proud of these scars, you know? Like, that's what I got from that record, and I love that record too. Games people play. It's the games people play, just like that early love stage and thinking you were going to be in love with someone for so long and just falling victim to games that men and women play with each other throughout. Like, you know how sometimes we just, I would say, like, as kids and shit, but even as adults, we play the most games emotionally with each other. So that song sums that up for me. Melody, which is a dedication to her daughter, which is the feature on here. And I believe, sorry, Lady Wray, if you watch this and I fucked up your shit, but I think it's an interpolation of Didn't I by the Rondo. Didn't I think about me? Didn't I? But she's like scatting it. Like, Nicole, I keep calling you Nicole Wray. I'm sorry. It's like I was brought up on Nicole Wray, so it's kind of hard for me to say Lady Wray. I want to interview Lady Wray if that's possible. I want to know about the music. Let's talk about the music, and any way I can help get this out even more, I think would be dope. So if anybody watches this who are a Lady Wray fan, Please spam her. Tell her it's a dope YouTuber. Thank you's dope. Joy and Pain. Like that percussion on here is just, again, the production and percussions that every record start off with like a pop, pop, pop. Like every record. And Joy and Pain reminds me of like an Anderson .Paak song. If Anderson .Paak would have been on here with her, that would have been dope. It's still dope by itself, obviously, but it had that Anderson .Paak vibe to it, especially with the drums and the way that she was like, the way she weaved in and out of the flow on it was very Anderson .Paak to me. And I think Storms was the perfect way to end the album. Just like, this whole album is like giving all her love. Just giving all her love, from a child to a man to the music to, that's what I get from it. Like just giving all her love. And sometimes, you know, you might not get what you put out. You know how they say, like, you get what you put out. No, sometimes you can give your all and they return you nothing. So let me get into my best songs though. Through It All, Piece of Me, and Where Were You? Worst song, I hate I have to do this because I really like all the songs on here. So when I pick these worst songs on albums that I really like, it's kind of tough. But Thank You, maybe. I'm gonna just go with Thank You. Best line, I want the sunshine, I want the rain, I want the good, I want the bad, I want the ugly, crazy, and insane. Love me, kiss me, then push me away. Treat me ice cold, I feel your flames. Let me sink, then sail. Give me heaven and hell. You threw me in jail, but then you put up my bail. Like, I was like, what? You threw me in jail, but then you put up my bail? Best line. As far as a rating, I'm gonna give this album a 4 out of 5. Fucks given. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's right up my lane. So it was gonna be hard for me to drop it anywhere below a 4. So yeah. But let's wrap this up though. In closing, when it comes to Lady Wray, Piece of Me, great fucking album, man. Great fucking album. I really feel the soul in this. I really hope this album gets the push it needs. I hope this opens her up to, like, I don't know, just appreciation for this body of work. Like, I hate when musicians, you could tell they put a lot into the body of work, and then we're so fickle with music now, as we're on to the next so fast. But it's albums like this that, like, this is good. Like, this is really, really, I love the cover on here, so I got to get the vinyl too, just to add to my collection. But hopefully I can see her this year. I know she's coming to LA next month. Hopefully I get to catch her perform some of these songs live. Also, let me know what some of your favorite records on here. What do you guys think of this album? And if you haven't listened to it already and you like soul music and just that some great R&B, check it out. Check it out. I don't recommend any bad music, so I got a good track record. And Lady Wray, I was about to say Nicole Wray again. Lady Wray, please, if you're watching this, I know some artists, like, they go on their YouTube and see what people saying about their albums and shit. But if you see this, I want to interview you. Let's just do it. I'm from the DMV, so let's just do it. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm so happy to all my new subscribers. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. That's so fucking amazing. So I'm just appreciative of all you, and I'm seeing all your recommendations of albums that you want me to do. Just give me some time. I'm only one man. I gotta run this whole thing. I gotta shoot it. I gotta set it up. I gotta listen to the music. I gotta write my thoughts about what I'm gonna say on the show. So I see it all. Just give me some time, and that's pretty much it. As always, fuck this review. I'm Tatum. Peace.